98th running of the Indianapolis 500 on ABC. Brought to you by Expedia. Whatever trip you're imagining, all in one place. Expedia. Find yours.
Well, we went for a restart with 25 laps to go here in the Indianapolis 500. It did not go green for long. Two cars wound up crashed in turn one. Two cars racing for second place. James Hinchcliffe and Ed Carpenter's machine. Now we're going to go green with 20 laps to go in the race. And the question becomes, when does the race finish? Because the last 4 years, the race has ended under yellow. With all the drafting we've seen and the slingshot passing, a big topic on the minds of drivers is when to make your move. When do you want to be leading? You're vulnerable if you're leading, but you lose if you're second and the yellow comes out.
And you have to be in the top 5. If you're not in the top 5, you don't have a chance at the restarts. And here we go again. Hunter Ray got a big jump on everybody.
Hunter Ray, Townsend Bell, Castroneves, Marco Andretti, Takuma Sato. The top 5, they're 3 wide for second. Castroneves in the middle, Bell low, Andretti outside.
We'll see if Townsend Bell can withstand the pressure from Castroneves.
Fanning out, everybody desperate to race up into those top 4 or 5 spots and be there for the final laps. That's Kurt Busch in the silver machine, challenged by Sebastian Bourdais. Juan Pablo Montoya is just ahead of him. Montoya up to 7th after the speeding penalty on pit road earlier.
Now Montoya has had the speed before. Will he be able to actually continue to creep forward to get back in touch with the lead group? And here we go. Castroneves, a bold move. Pardon me, excuse me. Townsend Bell, I need to come through.
Yeah, but I don't see Townsend Bell just laying down and said, go ahead, I'm going to help you win your 4th Indy 500. He's going to attack him again, turning into, maybe not into 3, but he's going to... he's got his own problems with Munoz.
Townsend Bell, that was in a block as Munoz went to go to the low side. He looked in his mirror and pushed him down. Now he's on the high side. Munoz, who was qualified 2nd last year, finished 2nd, brave.
Now with all this, and Andretti is leading the Indy 500 with only 18 laps to go.
Spectacular day for Andretti Autosport. They have cars running 1st, 2nd, 4th, and 7th in this field.
And we've learned in the past that Munoz is not somebody who'll just lay back and wait for the race to come to him. He attacks it, and he has enough laps right now to get up front. And here goes Hunter Ray. He's back in the lead.
Yep, that started back in turn 2. Remember, we have enough fuel on board to make it right to the end right now. There's no conserving fuel. Your fuel trim knob's going to be at race.
Can he put a gap? Any gap on 2nd place? Probably not.
The only gap you've got here is the car that's inside of you. And here comes Castroneves, 2nd. This is the strongest he's been since probably halfway through the race. And he is going to hunt down Hunter Ray.
And just remember, so much of this race being run in the long green flag stretches, save fuel, save fuel. Preach to all of these drivers, forget about it now.
All they got to do now is reach down there and tighten up their seatbelts, because this is going to be one heck of an end of the Indy 500.
So Castroneves for Team Penske, looking for that magical 4th win in the Indianapolis 500 to join that club that includes Rick Mears and A.J. Foyt and Al Unser. Can he do it?
And there's the captain
for the lead.
But it is early. We still have 16 laps to go. You think the captain's a little bit excited?
15 times a winner of the Indianapolis 500, Roger Penske. His driver's out in front.
So were the fans. You could hear it from inside the booth there when he took the lead.
He would be the 4th driver to have won the Indy 500 4 times. And Penske would have 2 drivers in that group. But this race is far from over.
Here comes Hunter Ray. Big run.
That's not blocking. What he did there, now he's forcing Hunter Ray to high, and Hunter Ray goes past him on the outside.
Hunter Ray has got a great car.
Castroneves has got to be careful because Andretti's got a run on him, and he could make a run at it, turning into 3.
I suspect for Elio to take that low line out of 3 and 4, he probably had a problem with the car, had to get off the gas, knew he had to defend, going down the front stretch. Hoped he could have got to turn one still in the lead. It did not work out.
right now is Hunter Ray's best buddy. He has to attack Castroneves as much as he can. If he forces Castroneves to look in his rearview mirrors, that will give Hunter Ray just enough breathing room.
I talked to Marco Andretti here during Media Day on Thursday. He told me about a recurring nightmare that he's had all week long with that scenario we just talked about, the drafting, the caution ending the race early. He said, I don't know where to be, and I keep having this nightmare over and over and over again that I've got a car that can win the race I want to win more than any other, and I'm in the wrong place at the wrong time at the finish.
That nightmare might end, and the Andretti nightmare of not winning Indy might win. And they're approaching traffic, which will be complicated for the first 5.
Oh, talk about nightmare for Martin Plowman. He knows the position he's in. He looks in the mirror. The spotters who are up on the stands that communicate with the drivers tell him the leaders are coming up behind you, so he's got to find a place to get out of the way.
But it's not just one, it's a group of 9.
Smartly goes to the low side.
And Kurt Busch is in 7th place, right behind Montoya.
Oh,
he gets out of the way. Very good move. All this pressure that Andretti is putting on Castroneves is giving Hunter Ray just enough room that he doesn't have to defend.
Top here, the run.
Can he make it on the outside? No!
Wow.
Now he's got to regroup. He can do that move because the guy behind him was far enough back that he knew he could chance that and still not get past. Now he's got to get caught back up if he can get the draft off of Elio, who's just up ahead.
And now Munoz, the young Colombian, 22-year-old from Bogota, now living in Miami, begins to lurk, running in 4th. Young driver who last year came to the Speedway for the very first time in an Indy car, qualified 2nd, finished 2nd, making moves that veterans like Misters Cheever and Goodyear in the last laps were left wondering how he got away with.
The beauty of being young and brave.
You know what I see? I see Ryan Hunter-Reay going down the straight, Castroneves being able to catch up a little bit, but going through the turns, Hunter-Reay's car just gets through there much easier than Castroneves's does. It looks like it's easier for him to maintain that speed.
Andretti has 3 cars in the top 4.
And while you watch that scoring crawl, look at number 8 there, Ryan Briscoe. Remember, had the problem in the first laps and got a lap down. He's come all the way back into the top 10. What a drive.
So Elio has to get this time correctly if he wants to lead now, or is he trying to understand and size up where he can make the pass? It looks like his car is better in turns 3 and 4. Ryan Hunter-Reay's is better in 1 and 2.
Caution, crash. There was debris in turn 2, now a crash. That's Townsend Bell.
Turn 4 is hungry today. That was 2.
So just as IndyCar officials called for a debris for caution on the racetrack in turn 2, Townsend Bell finds himself with a heavy crash, and the yellow flag is out with just 10 laps to go.
Where's the right place to be? That was a great end to it. That was unfortunate he had that in. That was a great race he was on. Unbelievable pace.
A lot of debris to be picked up out there in the corner. Look at that.
So we're going to see him come into frame to the right-hand side as we did. Something goes on with the car, guys, I think, mid-turn, Eddie, because that thing is gone. Now, we heard debris. Did he run over the debris? Did the tire get flat? We don't know.
At the end of these races, when you have accidents and they try to pick up the debris, it's impossible to get it all in. It takes so very little to cut a tire.
Well, the debris, I think, possibly that they talked about might have been ahead of where he had the accident.
Yep.
Red flag.
They're going to stop the race because there's so much debris to clean up in turn 2, and they want to give these fans a shot at seeing as much of a green flag shootout to the finish as they can. Look at all that debris they've got to pick up.
Because they could not have cleaned it up in 9 laps. I think that's a great decision.
The debris was the right front wing plate off of Sebastian Saavedra's car, we believe. Watch those two.
Oh, Saavedra just gets the left rear tire of Jacques Villeneuve's Dollar General car as they're coming out of the turn, and that's the debris that we were going to go yellow for. As you watch and ride along with Juan Pablo Montoya just up ahead. Oh, that thing snaps. That's almost like what happened to Busch the other day.
Something went wrong.
Back comes around.
So the field going to be brought down the pit lane and stopped under the red flag to allow the cleanup to continue. And listen to the fans roar with approval at that decision.
What a great decision. I'm so glad. We don't know if it's not going to end in yellow, but I think it's glad they have a shot.
While they get ready to stop the field here and continue the cleanup, let's back up one caution and check with Vince.
Ed Carpenter had one of the fastest cars all day, but got caught in that sandwich going into turn one. What was your perspective of what happened?
This guy is not realizing how much time we had left in the race. You know, that wasn't a green-white checkered restart situation. Just, you know, amateur moves.
Did you feel like it was from the outside or from the inside?
Townsend and I would have been fine. You know, the moment when Hinch decided to make it 3 wide, I think, is when it was more than any of us could handle. Yeah, I mean, you just can't stick it in there. It's just a dumb move.
They put you both in the back of the emergency vehicle on the way to come here. What was the conversation between the two of you on the ride to the medical center?
I'll just say it's a good thing he already had a concussion last week. That was nice.
Ed Carpenter.
A bitter disappointment for Ed Carpenter, who thought he had a chance to win the race he wants to win more than any other.
He did have a chance. He had a very big chance.
Down to pit lane and Jamie.
Well, nobody knows more about broken hearts and immortality and winning than Roger Penske. Roger, I've been listening to you on the radio and the excitement level every time Helio Castroneves makes a pass. He's sitting second now, less than 10 to go. What position do you want him to be in on that final lap?
Well, it looks like Hunter Ray's got some real good speed, and of course they're weaving on the straightaway, so we got to be careful to try to get down on the inside. But this restart's going to make a huge difference because everybody will be slower, so I think you're going to see some real action here. But Helio's certainly in a good spot. He's driven a great race, and we'll just see what happens.
Have you already given any thought to being another 4-time winner?
Oh, listen, I just think this young guy has done such a job driving for us. Every year he's won these 3 races, and then, of course, you know, today racing the way he has, it's been tough out there. As you can see, some great cars got taken out. But from my perspective, he's in the right spot to do what he's got to do, and he'll earn his money today, I'm sure.
Helio Castroneves, of course, going for his 4th win here at Indianapolis. Doc?
And Michael Andretti trying to win for the 3rd time here as a car owner. And Michael, first of all, does Ryan Hunter-Reay have what he needs right now in these final laps to hold off Helio and Marco?
We'll find out. You know, last year we got burned on the yellow. I hope we didn't get burned this time. Why didn't he throw the red last year too? So it's a little disappointing because, I think they probably wouldn't have finished and we would have won the race. So it's going to be interesting now. So we have to just see. I know it's great for the fans, so that's the main thing. So hopefully we get a good restart and we can hold Helio, and be nice to get Marco in there. And we'll just have to wait and see.
All right, Michael Andretti, his car set 1st and 3rd, and I think a lot of confidence here that Ryan Hunter-Reay has what he needs to be able to get the Indy 500 victory.
The field stopped under the red flag to clean up the debris from the crash in turn 2. Then a blistering sprint to the finish. Castroneves trying to become a 4-time winner. Joining A.J. Foyt, Al Unser Sr., and his spotter in turn 3 for today's race, Rick Mears, also a 4-time winner here at Indianapolis. Can Castroneves overtake Hunter-Reay and climb the fence again?
A 4-time winner of the 500.
Back live at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Repairs being made to the safer barrier, the steel and foam energy reduction system that is on the inside of the concrete retaining walls around the speedway. One of the great safety innovations in motorsports to help cushion the impact of the blow, and that's left the field under the red flag before these final 8 laps of this one play out. Down to pit road, Dr. Jerry Punch.
And with Becky Hunter-Ray. And Becky, I know you've been around racing your whole life, but how difficult is this for you to sit and watch and know that Ryan has a shot here in a few laps to win the Indy 500?
It's amazing. He was so close last year, and to be up there again this year is just a testament to the driver that he is.
Becky Hunter-Ray, she knows it could happen, gosh, and she hopes it will. Vince?
With James Hinchcliffe was involved in that accident with Ed Carpenter. Ed pointed the finger at you. How did you see it as you entered one?
I mean, I was the last guy on the scene, so I guess that's pretty fair. From where I was, could have been the last restart. It's the last stint for sure. And, you got to go for it. And Ed pulled out. There's a car width there, and I went for it. And Ed gave me the room initially. I honestly don't think Townsend knew we were 3 wide because, again, I haven't seen the replay yet, but from what I saw, Townsend came down into Ed, who came down into me. But like I said, I was the last guy there, so I got to take a portion of the blame for sure. And I feel bad for Ed. I honestly didn't think Townsend could. I knew he had popped out. I honestly didn't think he was going to try and hold the outside because you can't do that here. For as high as Ed was entering, I knew that Townsend would have been way up in the gray. I thought he was just going to lift and it was going to be Ed and I in the corner. But, obviously that's not how it played out. Townsend kept his foot in it and turned into Ed and hit me. Partly my fault, maybe partly Townsend's fault. 100% not Ed's fault, and I feel really bad for him. He had a great month and was doing a great job. And I mean, I'm gutted for the guys because we weren't great in that sort of middle part of the race, and we fought back, got the car where it needed to be, and feel bad for the Andretti Autosport guys.
Thanks, Hinch. AB.
2 minutes till they fire the engines. 2 laps, then they restart the race.